Jack it up.
Hey, it's NikNakTV, and welcome to my review of Deadpool. Probably the best movie that's gonna come out this year. I don't know why, it was just a great movie. Now, I just came back from seeing it the second time. Yes, I saw Deadpool twice, so I can just make sure I love it as much as I did. Now, I'm gonna discuss why it was such a good movie. First of all, there was good comedy. Now, you think it would go overboard with the comedy, with all the fourth wall breaks and all that, but it had just the right amount of comedy, not to make it always funny, that fact they would get boring, but just the right amount, just to make it, you laugh every once in a while. And I laughed at nearly every single joke. I understood with all the references and Easter eggs. Like, I don't want to spoil anything, it's a spoiler-free review, but there was just some amazingly funny Easter eggs that just made me chuckle. And also the fourth wall breaks were just amazing. They didn't overdo it at all. It was great. They didn't do it too much. They did it like a few times in the movie just so you wouldn't go, oh, why would he do that? Because, he just does it whenever it's necessary. Like, if it's advancing the plot or it's just for pure comedy. Now, why was Deadpool such a good movie? It mixes, obviously, a bunch of characters together with a right amount of comedy and all that, just to make a great film. We got to be introduced to a way better Colossus who looks better than he did in the original X-Men films. What was weird, he's definitely Russian this time. We got to see Negasonic Teenage Warhead, who was a good supporting character as well. Her powers are also very cool, and we got to see a interesting love story between Wade and Vanessa, what got carried out through the movie. I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's a love story you can understand. It's also a very funny love story of how they introduced to each other and all that good stuff, because they just seem right for each other, unlike most comic book characters. And also the violence in this movie was just amazing. Now, I'm only going to spoil the stuff that's actually in the trailer, so if you don't want any spoilers, I don't know if I'm going to be spoiling, but when he kills a bunch of people on the road, that's not spoilers in every single trailer, but that was just made so perfectly. He breaks the fourth wall like twice there. He gets introduced to Colossus there, and the funniest part for me in the entire movie is when, spoiler alert, just for the next like couple seconds, when he starts punching and kicking Colossus, he breaks both his hands and his foot, and then he has to cut his hand off. So just the little jokes like that were just so amazing about this movie. And also the opening credits were just so funny. If you haven't not seen those, that was just great. I'm not going to spoil it, like I said, but just the opening credits just set up the exact tone of what this movie is going to be about. You can definitely laugh just at the opening credits and just know the second you see those, this is going to be an amazing movie. It's going to be extremely funny. What it was, that's what I was so happy about. I thought they might be holding back on all the good stuff, but they didn't. They showed all the nudity and all the violence and all the blood that you would want to see in a Deadpool film, and not all the boring, bland stuff that comes in an origin story, because only half the movie is an origin story. You don't just go and say, oh, he has cancer. You start right in the action, what was such a good moment, because usually a superhero origin story is just a boring start, and then eventually you'd see him get into his costume and get the girl. This just goes right into the action, and it just cuts back and forward between the origin story and present day, and the way they matched that up so well was just amazing. And it was also really funny. His origin story was not bad at all, not a single time in this movie you would thought, oh, this is getting boring. The whole movie you would think, wow, this is extremely funny, I love this. What I thought, I've gone with friends, and I was talk about it often, and I just would all say, wow, that is extremely funny, and I would agree. This movie was amazing. There was no part of it I could not enjoy. The comedy, the action, the violence, all of it was just made so perfectly, and no part about it was bad. I just love this movie so much. Make sure to write in the comments below what you thought of this movie, and if you don't like it, you're clearly not a human being with a sense of humor. So that's all I really have to say for my Deadpool review. What did you think about this movie? Make sure to write it in the comments below. It was a great film. If you don't think so, then you're not human, and I don't love you. So that's all I really have to say. My name is NikNak. See you guys all later. Bye.